Well, the SEC championship's over. On to the national championship. What do you think? Thank you, Georgia. When I announced our campaign, I said the political class protects itself, the media protects them, and lobbyists prop up the whole thing to protect their bottom line. It's a cartel, and I said I'm coming to break it up. What? Well, tonight we shattered it. Like I said then, I'm the only candidate who doesn't owe a thing to the political establishment. I don't care what special interests want, how much they beg, how much they give me. I can't be bought, and I won't back down. Tonight, you made your voice heard loud and clear. Tonight, we did more than win a runoff. Tonight, we proved the people of Georgia are in charge. Thank you to every person who believed in this campaign. Thank you to my campaign staff and leadership. Thank you to every volunteer who knocked on doors, over 250,000 doors. Over 700,000 phone calls. Thank you for doing that. Put up signs, sent text, hosted events, prayed for us, and stood with us. Thank you to my family, to Melody, Shane, Chad, Dana, and the grandkids. I know this has not been easy on you. I'm grateful for all that you've sacrificed for this campaign. And for my grandkids, thank you for the best TV commercial this put out. There's one other person I'd like to single out, if you don't mind. Thank you, Nick Ayers, for your friendship and for chairing this campaign. Nick, I know you tried to talk me out of running, but once I decided to run, you went all in, and I'll always be grateful. Thank you. This campaign was never about me. It was always been about the people of Georgia, especially those who feel unheard by the powerful. Tonight belongs to you. Now the primary is over and the general election begins. Georgia cannot afford to get this wrong. We face Keisha Lance Bottoms, the former mayor of Atlanta. Keisha Lance Bottoms did such a bad job as mayor, she didn't even run for re-election. She would be an absolute disaster for Georgia. When violence surged, families were afraid, businesses worried, and police officers needed support, Keisha Lance Bottoms turned her back on all of them. Keisha Lance Bottoms failed. She hopes Georgians forget what happened when she was in charge. I won't let them. I grew up in the Techwood projects. Keisha Lance Bottoms, abandoned neighborhoods, just like the one I grew up in. That is unforgivable. We cannot let Keisha Lance Bottoms take that Atlanta record statewide. I know what it's like to feel like nobody sees you, especially the elite and the powerful politicians like Keisha Lance Bottoms. I had 7 different stepfathers and a mother who battled alcoholism. I lived with 5 different foster families and attended 13 different schools. But with God's help, I built a business, created thousands of jobs, and lived the American dream. That is why this fight is personal to me. When you grow up the way I did, you never forget where you came from. You never forget the families who are working harder than ever, but still falling behind. You never forget the people who do everything right and still wonder whether the system is ever going to work for them. Keisha Lance Bottom did worse than forget. Her actions and inactions made things worse and made the lives of working families harder. I know what it means to struggle. I cannot look away from the people who are fighting those same battles today. I'm running for the young families struggling to make ends meet, wondering how they'll pay the rent, afford groceries, just keep the lights on, and still build a better future for their children. I'm running for the working mom who gets up before the sun, works all day, comes home, and gives everything she has left to her family. I'm running for that crying widow, afraid she may lose the home where she raised her children and built for a lifetime of memories because of her property taxes being so high. And I'm running for every person who feels forgotten, overlooked, or left behind by politicians like Keisha Lance Bottom who stopped listening. This campaign is about them. It's about all of us. In November, the choice could not be more clear. Do we continue moving Georgia forward, or do we go backward to Keisha Lance Bottom's record of excuses and failed leadership? We will lower taxes, both income and property taxes. I'll cut the taxes in half, or I won't run again. Simple as that. We will freeze property taxes immediately and then work to lower them immediately, so families are not priced out of their homes. If you bought a home, paid your mortgage, raised your family, and played by the rules, the government should not punish you because politicians can't control spending. We're going to make education a top priority. That starts with reading. Up until the 3rd grade, a child learns to read. But after the 3rd grade, that child is reading to learn. If a student can't read by the end of the 3rd grade, everything gets harder. Right now, 2/3 of Georgia 3rd graders are not proficient. This year, the legislature took steps to fix that. As governor, I'll finish the job. We will support parents. We will back great teachers. We will get politics and bureaucracy out of the classroom and put reading, writing, and arithmetic and common sense back in our schools. The 2/3 of our kids cannot read in the 3rd grade. Those 2/3 kids are who I'm going to represent. We will also lower health care costs. I'm the only candidate in this race who actually understands health care. I've spent my life in it. I know where the costs are. I know where the wastes are. I know how the system works, and I know how it fails families. Too many Georgians are paying more and getting less. We can lower costs by using better technology and cutting out a lot of the middlemen who add layers and drive up costs. We're going to make sure Georgia families get quality care they can actually afford, especially those in our rural communities. We will take on the cost of living everywhere government touches your life, because it's not just taxes, it's your power bill, it's your grocery bill, it's your insurance bill, it's the cost of gas, childcare, housing, and getting your kids to school. Families are doing everything right and still feeling they're falling behind. That is not because Georgians are failing. It's because government has been too expensive, too slow, and too comfortable wasting your money. As governor, I will treat affordability like a crisis, because for too many families, it already is one. We'll make housing easier to build. We'll cut unnecessary regulations that drive up prices. We'll support small businesses and local employers. And we will make sure Georgia remains a place where a young family can buy a home, raise their children, start a business, and build a future for that family. We will keep Georgia the best place in America to do business. We will recruit jobs to every corner of the state. I'll give you this promise. I will create more jobs than has ever been done in the history of Georgia. We will make state governments smarter, faster, and more accountable. Every dollar government wastes was earned by a Georgian, and I will never forget that. To independents who love this state and want common sense, this campaign has a place for you. To the Democrats that are tired of high prices, rising costs, feel like they can't keep up, this campaign has a place for you. To every Republican who wants to keep Georgia strong, safe, and free, this campaign needs you. We're not building a campaign for the insiders. We are building a movement for the people, and you're who I'm going to represent. Keisha Lansbaum represents the failed past. We represent Georgia's future. She wants to take the Atlanta City Hall agenda statewide. We will continue to lay the foundation laid by Georgia's great Republican